ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody in between. Welcome to another episode of the Chaps Chat Cats, part of the Hoops Crew Media Network. My name is Jake, and I'm joined, of course, by Sambo and Johnny. How are we, chaps?
Good.
Good. Do you think the live stream will have caught that lovely sound of when I was sliding something along the shelf behind me?
I think it was just before Jake hit live.
I was going to say, it might be the very first thing anybody hears. Perfect.
I don't know if Second Kin heard it all the way from Cambodia, but good evening to Second Kin. We're all waiting. Well, we're here now.
And we're basically on time.
Basically on time as we've ever been. Big show tonight, of course. The Cats stick mismatched boots into Hapless Bombers.
Oh, nice.
We're going to talk all about that. I had ruder ones. I had slightly less public friendly ones. Maybe I'll put them in the Discord.
Last week.
Yeah, not like that, because it's not the Pies, John. It's the Bombers. I came up with something very unique to the Bombers, but I elected to go with this one instead. We're going to talk all about that. Second Kin says from Melbourne. Okay, so you're in Melbourne. There you go. Good evening.
Oh.
Good evening, gentlemen. Mark 56 U6P is in the chat as well. G'day, chaps. G'day, Mark. Lovely to have everyone here. Lots to talk about. Chaps. We're going to talk about all of it. But first, we've got to say a big thank you to our beautiful sponsors, Cyril Cook Florist. Of course, you can visit them at www.cyrilcookflorist.com.au. You can phone them on 035 222 222 or you can visit them at shop 1211 Leather Street in Breakwater. And of course, there's an offer code. If you use the offer code CHAPS10, you'll get 10% off your next purchase with Cyril Cook. If you are already a Cyril Cook member, you can also get an additional 10% off for a total of 20%. So make sure you go and support the business that supports us, Cyril Cook Florist. We thank them massively for their sponsorship. All right, chaps. I can't think of any other compelling Cats news to talk about apart from this game. There's been a very quiet week, obviously,
quiet.
at the club. Yeah,
nothing
very
to
quiet,
see here.
No,
nothing to see.
Absolutely nothing to chat about at all. So let's get straight into the recap, chaps. Some footy talk, you know.
What is that?
The Cats and the Oh, what is footy talk, hey? We should talk to Footy Media about doing some footy talk at some point.
How
they
good's
don't
footy?
seem that keen on it. How good's footy? It's pretty good if you're a Geelong fan. Pretty shit if you're an Essendon fan. This one started off. I mean, the Cats, I thought they pressured pretty well, but not probably out of second gear really in the first term. And they still led 4-5-29 to 4 behinds, courtesy of goals to Ollie Dempsey, Shannon Neal, Ollie Henry, and another Ollie Dempsey strike just before the quarter time break. The Cats lifted a notch after that in the second term, and this could have been a biblical level thumping had the Cats not taken the foot off the gas just a touch in the second half. Because that second quarter where they kicked 6 goals, 4-2 goals, it was Ollie Henry, Ollie Dempsey, Ollie Henry, Ollie Dempsey, Jay Polkinghorne, and Jack Martin rattling off 6 straight goals. And at one point, this game, chaps, was 69 to 4 or something before a couple of consolation goals to the Bombers. Geelong didn't go on with it as mercilessly as maybe previous Geelong sides would have, but after the sort of third quarter fight back from the Bombers, in which they kicked 4 goals to our 3, the Cats did take command in the final term. There was a Archie Perkins goal that kicked off the final stanza for the Bombers, and from there, the Cats kicked the final 4 goals of the match. It was Shannon Neal, Jai Clark. I mean, how many weeks in a row can we wash balls before we give the man some votes? He kicked a goal. Shannon Neal got his third, and to tie things off, to put a bow on it, Tanner Bruin got a goal on the siren. Loved his game too. Geelong rattle it off, 17-15, 117 to 7-8-50. Sambo, I'll come to you first. Very comprehensive win from the Cats. There were lots of things to like, even if it was against one of the league's worst opposition.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many times we can say, hey, anything can happen, footy's weird and all that stuff to not moz ourselves before a game. But I guess it's true. You never know for sure, but it's about as close as you can come to knowing heading into a match like this one. Even with the absolute superstars that we're missing, which nobody really seems to like talking about in any of this. Really, like even against the Pies, the Pies were getting more talk of injuries than the Cats were. But this, yeah, I mean, it was a professional win. They had some great fun in that sort of the first 45% of the game. Kind of were a little bit stunned when the bleeding corpse of Essendon jumped up and started trying to feebly fight back, and then kind of just rolled it over and pushed it off a cliff in the fourth. So
Didn't know what you were going to say there. Rolled it over and pushed it off a cliff.
I felt like you had to think about that for a second.
No war crime analogies here for the Cats. Thank you very much.
We're entitled to the sexual proclivities.
Thank you for definitely helping me keep my train of thought. No notes really. I thought it was pretty impressive. Won every statistical area by a pretty comprehensive margin, except for the free kicks and the hitouts, which is it's a pretty classic Cats win, isn't it? To win all over the ground except the free kicks and the hitouts. And I think we lost the tackles by 2. But even then, when you're out disposing a team by like 60, to only be 2 behind in the tackles is still a pretty good effort. So, no notes. On to next week after this podcast, of course, which will be scintillating stuff.
Oh,
absolutely.
So scintillating. Just like that game was absolutely edge of your seat excitement from start to finish. Like that was the game of the year by a long shot. And then we got to Geelong and Bombers, and it just, no, it was a pretty stock standard event happened at the Cattery. Like it sort of was in the books before both teams really stepped out there. By the looks of the way the players were, like it was good to see the Bombers put up a bit of a fight when it was well and truly over. But yeah, it's just a class difference. The difference in where each team is during the season. Bombers are just, waiting for the season to end so they can go off and lick their wounds, and the Cats are preparing for a shot at another final series. So, yeah, the way the game went was pretty much what I was expecting. Like Cats to build a good lead and then just cruise till the end, not try and push players too hard or themselves too hard so they don't get injuries at, really not really worthwhile game to get an injury in. Hopefully Graham Myers is all right. I'm glad he was able to finish out the game. But yeah, it was just pretty much what I expected. But yeah, good win. On to next week.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There's a couple of comments here in the chat. Refuse TM says, "G'day boys, I'm on delay." No worries.
Hello, delay.
Just watch us in 3 times speed. You won't catch up, but you'll get close. I guess you could, theoretically. What else do we have? Jackie says, "Evening. It was boys v men. Totally beat up on them." Yeah, I thought that. Like, I thought one of my notes, chaps, was just I thought our team pressure was really good. Like, there weren't too many moments where I thought we didn't hunt the ball and the ball carrier really well. And it was, I thought, I don't know what statistic. John's just opened the briefcase from Pulp Fiction. He's just being blinded. Other than that, the FBI just threw a flashbang into his unit. They're about to arrest him, drag him off out of the pod. Anyway, gonna raid his religious text section of his bookshelf. There's no profiling going on here.
All praise Obi-Wan.
Yes. So I just thought like that, even though the pressure was good, and I thought people like Brad Close had a great day, actually. I couldn't help but think that we were playing an opposition that our VFL men probably would have given a fair shake as well if the VFL guys were at full strength. Like, to be completely honest, like I thought it was a good win. I thought we did what we needed to do, but it was a difference in weight class pretty significantly.
Yeah,
Yeah. We've also got a comment here from Second Kin says, sitting watching the water flow along the, I'm going to say Mekong River and listening to Chaps is a great life. I just Googled Mekong River, the longest river in Southeast Asia and the 12th longest globally. It stretches 4,900 kilometers. That is a big river. What did you Chaps think
between Bombers and the Cats?
Yeah, the gap was as wide as the Mekong River. What did you think generally about the game style, Chaps? Like the way it flowed. Like, did you think the pressure was good? Did you like I do think it's hard to judge. Would you agree? It's kind of hard to judge because I feel like the pressure under which we're going to play against teams that mean anything is going to be fairly different, right?
Yeah, it did feel like I thought the first quarter, the first quarter and most of the second quarter, it did feel like sharpening the claws a bit. Like it felt like we were trying to lay a certain level of intensity that was maybe beyond the affair that was in front of us because of we've got this thing hanging over us of like everyone, saying how easy our run in is. So there was a bit of that. There was times there where I thought I was really impressed with our decision making, but it was almost coming about in a way where we were disposing of it as if we were under more pressure than we were. It was almost like practice for when we are under a bit of pressure. So I'm hoping that it's all, it's not for naught. It's not just an absolute formality here, and that we're actually getting something out of these games. And again, it can't be overlooked. Some of the players that we have playing that may not be playing if certain other players were fit. And so that's it is a blessing in disguise, all of that come finals we'll have, I think, a pretty big list of players to call upon in case of emergency. It looks like Cameron's in the mix for this week or the week after. It looks like Holmes will make it should we make it into finals. So we're going to have some of those superstars back. Edwards didn't play, obviously. Danger didn't play. So it does feel like, if nothing else, these games are really good practice for those lads who might have to keep playing, might go out for a week or two and then have to come in. You just don't know. But yeah, I think the game style was good. I thought our some of our handball chains were really impressive. And as I said, that sort of split second decision making was on point. But like you said, Jake, it is sort of hard to gauge exactly how impressive we are. But on an individual level, it's probably easier to engage. To gauge the impressiveness of the individual players as opposed to the team on the night.
Yeah.
It's always a tricky one. Speaking of the draw, getting this easier run into the finals, because it's sort of like, it's good that we've had the toughest start to the season and we've had to fight through some tough games and had some close losses here and there, and it's sort of like, and then we get this easy run. It's sort of like a double-edged sword in a way as well. It's sort of like, we get the easy run, but also having to find a way to curate that finals like atmosphere in these games against these teams that are way off making finals just yet. Like the Bombers are still ages away. So maybe it was that thing of trying to put ourselves under a little bit more pressure to get ready for the finals, because there's not a lot of high pressure games coming up. Maybe against Kangaroos would be the next one that will probably be really closest to a high pressure. But in terms of missing out on finals, it's going to be it would have to be a pretty disastrous run for the Cats to miss the wild card and finals altogether. So yeah, it's good to have this easier run, but part of me also goes, so it'll be good to play a team that's a bit more around us as well, to really set the tone for finals, get that hard edge going into finals. But Cats will find a way. They'll find a way to do well in finals as we always do.
Frank Gardner. Hello. Frank Gardner 89 from the comments section.
Get there rooted.
North, he says North will be a good test this week, chaps. Don't doubt that. I agree with that.
I thought we had Richmond.
Yeah, North is North this week, then Richmond to finish, I'm pretty sure.
Correct, yeah.
I could be wrong, but and North is must win, because it's out of their hands. They could still, in theory, if Carlton lost out and North won out and other results went their way, they can still squeak into the top 10. So this is really, they have everything to play for. I think it will be a good test. I think they were a good test for us last time at Kardinia Park. They really pressed us hard, and then we just sort of, we put our foot down in the end. And I think I would love to see a similar game, to be honest. I mean, if we totally blow them off the park, I'd love to see that too. But it would be good to sort of go, wow, we were pushed. They threw everything at us and we weathered it and then just ran away from them. Like, I was impressed with the North win last time. And I would equally again. Second Kin says, seriously, Holmes is a chance to get back this season, Mark. Yeah, that was what they've talked about. And the timeline, I think, on the injury reports and stuff, I don't think he'd be back necessarily for the first final, but I think I can't remember how this works. With the new 10-team format, I've got to be honest, I haven't looked in that much. It'll be,
because there's still that pre-finals bye as well.
Yeah, which buys you an extra week, right?
Yeah. So I'm guessing it's going to be a pre-finals
only if you make
bye.
top 6, John?
That's what possibly.
I think so. I mean, maybe I'm talking about my ass, but like you said, I'm not.
I'll have a look while you guys chat.
I haven't been a huge proponent of the wild card thing, so I can't say I've spent a lot of time researching the way it works. But I have a feeling the pre-finals bye is now taken up by that wild card round, and you earn yourself the bye by finishing top 6.
Right. So I was never a fan of the wild card until we found ourselves in part of the wild cards. Like now, I'm a really big fan of it. Loving it.
Wild card stuff's great.
Such a great innovation. And even though we'll make finals still.
I would be interested to see that, because the original talk of Holmes only having a chance from the second final. I wonder if that's from when it looked like we were going to be in like the 10 to 7 spot, and so our first final would have been sooner. Because there was a certain time there where people had completely written the Cats off for making top 6. So I'd have to look into it. But yeah, long, like short story, long. There has been a lot of talk that Holmes will make it if we make it into finals, particularly if we manage to avoid that wild card round.
It's going to be
his estimated
just going to
return is 5 to 7 weeks. And that would be the return. So presumably an estimated return takes into account the idea that it's not just we'll return to training. The idea would be
it's the return to the field.
5 to 7 weeks. Yeah. And so for the Cats, that means there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 7 weeks left in the season. There's round 23, round 24, and then 5 weeks of finals. So, I can't imagine them. Can you imagine them playing him if he gets back after 6 weeks and they're in a grand final? And you just bring him back on grand final day?
I can't imagine.
I would.
I can't imagine doing that for every player.
No.
But I can imagine them doing that for him.
Holmes, Cameron type player, those types of players, you definitely would. Dangerfields, those superstars, you definitely would. Because I think they bring that X factor to the game as well.
I reckon there's a couple of the older blokes who, if the side was in a grand final, had played well. I think they could potentially get, like, who was it that was left out in 2011? Cam Mooney. Darren Milburn got left out in 2011. Like, that's something I'd love to just draw attention to is, this Cats team looked like it was on the ropes 5 weeks ago. They've now peeled off 4 wins in a row, and like around some really strong performances from young guys like Jai Clark, like Jay Polkinghorne. The fact that the midfield has lifted, and like in the absence of Max Holmes, like the absence of guys.
Well.
Yeah, well, like the Collingwood and St Kilda games were exactly. Melbourne, Collingwood, and St Kilda. We talked about it. We said that stretch could be defining about, where we made finals, whether we made finals, because they were all around us in that sort of pack of teams. And that's a massive result. And to have not had the services of some of the players that we've been missing, and to still come out with those wins, it's huge. So I think there's lots of reason to be excited.
Plenty.
Refuse TM says, guys, I just discovered something amazing. You can do the magic eye thing with your faces, and you become 3 hybrids of each other. This is
do you even need to do the magic eye thing, or is it just work just by looking at the screen?
At Jake's screen mainly.
Yeah, that's
Dobber Sanchez. Dobber Sanchez says, "I'm up for a late night pee." Hi, chaps. G'day, Dobber. Did you ever find out what happened at the end of Deep Impact? Dobber. I can't remember if you checked back in with us.
Old late night pee, always a guarantee for a good pee shiver after the.
Nothing quite like a good pee shiver.
No,
I reckon, especially if you're under the stars. That's the ultimate. Is an outdoor pee with the shivers while you look up at the Milky Way.
Bit of
steam hoping that the werewolf doesn't come up behind you and maul you to death.
Hasn't made it through the P or Deep Impact.
Yeah, Dobber, is it? Have you not made it through the P or Deep Impact? That's
might need to get your kidneys checked. Otherwise, it could be a stone.
Refuse TM says balance is such an ephemeral thing. Look at what happened when Pods went down in 2011. Yeah, crazy stuff. When Pods went down in that grand final, and then from there the Cats roared back. Hey, chaps, unless you've got anything. I did have one more point.
Cool.
We would be 3 from 3 here, saying whether or not you keep the retro imagery around, because I don't think the club would ever do it. You've got to keep the collar on the Guernsey, right?
Yeah,
100%.
It's 100%. So classy.
And did they give the Cats a slightly deeper blue, or was it just the blue shorts playing tricks in my eye? Because I felt like the jumper looked.
I think it was
a lot of things.
Blue looked darker, and it was a bit more of a grayer white. It wasn't as. It could have just been the weather as well, but I just thought, we really stood out in this game.
I also felt like it was just less glossy too, so it didn't reflect as much. So it kind of could give it like a kind of a darker look as well. I loved it.
Shannon Neal, Tanner Bruin, they just look. It suits their style look so well.
O'Sheen looked great in the retro with a bit of stubble poking through. I noticed he had just a whiff of a beard coming.
With Tanner Bruin,
O'Sheen Mullen
had that Tom Hawkins look about him as well. After he kicked that goal with the one arm up, it's like
tiny Hawkins.
Tom Hawkins look.
I think O'Sheen Mullen. I don't know if there was a shot at one point, and it did strike me of like, it's not something I think about often, but there is a moment I think where you go, that's a very attractive man. Do you know what I mean? You sort of coast along, you're watching games of footy. Yeah, I don't think it all the time, but it struck me on the weekend. There was just a moment he's wheeling around for a kick, and I was like, that's a good looking man.
Too much lead up to that. Too much denial there. It's not. Look, it's not something I think about all the time.
I just said
No, I
about
think
Tanner
about Tom
Bruin.
Stewart all the time.
Tanner Bruin looked
Tom Stewart.
quite attractive in that jumper win after he kicked that goal with
this whole team.
Hair.
Undoubtedly the most attractive team in the AFL.
Yeah,
no bias.
absolutely.
No bias.
Tom Stewart in the collar and retro is just all time. Jackie says jumpers were fucking schmick.
Absolutely.
XBBYMAI_X says retro Guernsey was absolute fire. They all looked much better than the regular tie. I say it every year
100%.
with the retros. Just put a fucking collar on them all the time. And I think it was Sunderland in the English Premier League. Someone might correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this year their 2026/2027 jersey for the whole season is collared. They've gone back to a very vintage looking jersey combo. It's absolutely class, and I think the Cats should do it. They really should. Refuse TM says collar and blue shorts fucking popped. Second Kin is in on the Guernseys. I love those Guernseys and blue shorts at home.
On Holmes as well.
It's really interesting here. Second Kin says, realistically, only Edwards, Dangerfield, and maybe Cameron to come into this side. I cannot see Martin and SDK holding on their spots. There's been a bit of SDK feedback recently. It's been very interesting. BBM, I'm not going to say the thing every time.
Baby Mai.
Actually, I am.
Is it Baby Mai?
Baby Mai. Yeah, Baby Mai.
Baby
Says
Mai.
SDK cannot catch a break when Second Kin is in the chat.
There's a bit of canon going on. It's some kind of Chaps chat canon here that I'm not aware of. I'm not, not aware there's some backstory here.
I thought he looked absolutely like he did not want to be out on the field in the VFL. I think you said the same thing last weekend, Sambo. Looked like a man who did not want to be on the footy field.
Zero shits to give.
Yeah. What did you think about his game here? I thought he was just fine.
I thought he was fine. Yeah, I thought he was fine. I have no animosity towards him. I still feel like he is best used down back.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Second Kim agrees.
Second Kim says the same thing.
Now he did, to be fair, he did have a bit of a pop with the in the ruck at one point. I can't remember the timeline, but I do remember us all eating our words a little bit. There was a period of a game or two there. Whose stomach just growled and came through the
Sorry, that was
microphone. That's impressive.
I was too slow on the mute. I felt it was like, oh shit.
I thought we were going to be followed up by a late night fart.
Not yet.
Replay the tape and see if John leaned to the side just a little bit. I thought there was a time when SDK in the ruck and we all went, oh, you know what? Actually, he's done well. He's done well here. I can't remember, but then I still, I go back to, I think he's one of the not one of the better, I suppose, because he doesn't have the body of work yet, but one of the most promising key backs. I don't know. Honestly, if you were to ask me if we'll see him back down there this year, I would say yes. I have a feeling that they're resting Edwards. There's a lot sort of just moving parts at the moment. And the Bombers didn't require a terribly tall backline. So I think it was a really good opportunity to rest Edwards. But I suspect if we come up against someone else that have maybe three really good talls down there, we will see SDK go back.
I agree.
His game against Adelaide was probably the one you're thinking of. He had 25 touches, 16 hitouts, 4 tackles, and 11 clearances in the loss to Adelaide. So that might have been the game. Well, we just caught John's stomach again, I reckon. Bloody hell. Get a snack in it, John. Come on.
I've fed it. It just won't shut up, man.
Snacky. Refuse TM says, I said it earlier, but Edwards' absence was felt, particularly when Essendon got that run of goals. Do you guys think there is a legitimate absence now when Edwards goes out and is rested?
I do.
I
Yeah.
thought we covered all right, but we weren't.
I think we covered all right, but I still think, there's something to be said for a guy that lives in a position and has been doing that position for weeks upon weeks. There's just a certain amount of X factor where, I don't know, I just think you can tell when you've got three guys that aren't fully used to it, doing the work of one guy that is fully used to it. I think so.
I reckon we do miss Edwards in the ruck, but as we said, it's if he needs a rest, why wouldn't you rest him against one of the worst teams in the game at the moment, and bring in SDK to do that ruck work, because they don't really have a well-recognised ruck, and the defence, their forward line isn't that tall or potent, so yeah, just move SDK into ruck, give Edwards a rest. He obviously needs it. He's been doing an incredible job, but he's still only young, still needs time to, recover over a bit longer time. If he gets a few bruises or feeling a bit sore, and especially going into finals, we want Edwards playing ruck in the finals. So if we can freshen him up when we can, then you definitely take that.
And from memory, last time we played North, Edwards got towed up by what's his name?
Cherry?
Yeah.
And I think it's Trenbath now.
Oh.
If that's his name. There's another ruck at North that's getting their favour.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. Well, regardless, I imagine it's just giving Edwards a break, and he'll be back this week. But all of that being said, though, I don't think we see SDK being dropped for form personally. I think if he's carrying something and
positional.
Martin's a really interesting one. I think Martin has such a high upside, like the things we've seen him do in the right moments, like the claw being the secret weapon of the finals, like that kind of stuff. He sort
of doesn't have that middle ground, does he? It's sort of like very short middle ground. Good high.
He's a little bit like Gary Rowan, I suppose, who just a sidebar. I was watching Gary Rowan highlights again, just as I want to do occasionally,
once a week on a Friday night.
Yeah, once a week. Once a week. You think small, John.
Them rookie numbers.
With each meal, Gary Rowan montage. But like similar that, like, I think when he has a quiet day, it looks really quiet the same way Rowan did. But then Martin can pop up and win you a game with, the fastest 4 goals ever, or just, I do think that he is a real weapon. And I can't imagine, even though he has had some less impactful weeks, like I think part of that is other players popping up and doing the work. Like there's other players that have had the impact, and in particular, like Ollie Henry. Like Ollie Henry has ascended so rapidly that it kind of takes away a little bit of what Martin brings. But again, just knowing the Cats, I don't think he gets dropped just because he gets dropped. Do you know what I mean? It'll be who are we playing? What do we need? Do we need Martin? Does what he brings, is the potential upside of what he brings necessary here?
Yep. This is great conversation. There's some questions in the chat filling up the sack. The sack is straining with the blood flow of questions. We'll reach in and relieve the sack at the end of the podcast. So I'll keep sending the questions, keep filling up the sack. But I'll just star them for afterwards. So right now, chaps, it's time to get into votes for players who stood out to us and did other stuff good too in round 22 of the AFL season in a comfy win, or a comfy Kardinia Park win over the Bombers.
Double A.
Fire the fucking
for
producer.
Ollie Dempsey. Double A season.
Colin.
Yeah, bloody Colin. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do the votes. Sambo, you can give us to us first. Give us your one, then one, and then I'll do my one, and then we'll
Oh,
snake.
My one is Clark. I had to acknowledge somebody in the back line. I don't know if we're meant to be giving justifications right now or not, but I've got a bit of a back, middle, and forward line lineup this week.
Yes, I like it.
Yeah,
My one
love it.
is Bailey Smith. Just because it's Bailey Smith, and I like the way he did the game this week.
Did football. Who's your one?
He did good.
This has been actually really difficult. I think people are going to be peeved no matter what I do here.
Read the description, honest. People.
That's right. Votes for players who did, what was it? Who played good and did other stuff good too. Stood out to us and did other stuff good too.
Us, not you.
I'm going to give my one vote. I'm going to give my one vote to Ollie Dempsey. I know.
I am filled with rage and so
annoyed.
Two tackles, 3 clearances.
Me and
He was
Sam
amazing.
are going to have an emergency meeting and possibly kick you off the pod.
Yeah, this is disgraceful. How dare you?
It would be like I love Frank Gardner. 1 to OD. What game is this bloke watching? Same game as you.
Obviously not.
He had a magnificent first quarter and was pretty good for the rest of the game as well. But I thought there were a couple other players who had more consistent 4 quarters at their position. My 2 votes I am giving to where was I going with my 2? Where was I going with 2? My 2 I am giving to. People are going to kill me for my votes this week. I just know it. I'm giving 2 votes. I'm giving 2 votes to Tom Stewart. I thought he was exceptional. He had 20 touches, 10 marks. Was an absolute beast. He had 5 intercept marks. I think the next closest was 1. In wet weather conditions, I just thought, yeah, he was bloody brilliant. He's been brilliant. Like, I think
brief moment where
second half of the season.
I did think to myself, Tom Stewart doesn't seem to be having a great game here. And then I realized it's not his fault that his teammates are handing him the ball in a pretty terrible position and he's got to work his way out of it. But yeah, he had a really good game apart from being in some poor positions and getting the ball without wanting to go, what am I meant to do with this?
Yeah, no, he was amazing to me. Johnny, what was your 2?
I'm going pretty basic bitch this week. I'm going my 2 to Ollie Henry again. I just enjoyed another great Ollie Henry game. Again,
it was tremendous.
Yeah, just really enjoy watching this forward line work without Cameron in there and seeing how the future's going to look. And with Shannon Neal, Polkinghorne, Ollie Henry, and Dempsey, it's looking like it's going to be in pretty good hands. And yeah, 4 goals, could have been 6 if he just kicked a little bit straighter. But yeah, just another really solid Oliver Henry game.
Sambo.
My 2 is Ollie Dempsey. Tremendous stuff. And like he is the player that we have been pumping up for a while. Ever since, well, before he debuted, Jake had been pumping him up at the VFL level. Super excited. I think he's an absolute freak. I think he will become one of the maybe top 3 most important players for this Cats team over the coming years. Like, I think he will be a bona fide superstar. Yeah. He will be in that rarefied air of the Nick Dacos, the Bontempelli, those kinds of players that everybody knows, everybody talks about. It's the focus. Who's gonna stop him? How can they do it? Like, he will be that player. The tiny little knock, and it's not a knock because I don't even necessarily think it's it's a skill issue with him at the moment, is I haven't yet see him do this across 4 quarters. He it's generally early, and then people like, as I said, people obviously figure out how much damage he's doing and they shut him down. So it's not like a skill issue from him. And it is part of being a winger. Like he is the winger and that's the role he plays. So if they nullify him, the team at the moment isn't viewing it as a priority to like move him and get him back into the game the way you might a Bailey Smith or Nick Dacos, someone that's like getting taken out of the game. You might move their position and change things up. We're not incentivized to do that at the moment because that's just not the kind of player he is for the team. But I think that will come. I think that's why, like, I think it's a 3. I think it's a 3 vote performance if we're going, as we've said every week. If this is best on ground, which it's not, and I know people are still struggling with that, and maybe we need to change the system away from numbered votes and just list 3 players without a 3, 2, and a 1. But if we're going best on ground, like most impactful, like the players that won the game, I think Ollie Dempsey is probably 3. I think that's fair. But that's the thing I want to see. I want to see him do this, bob up at the start, kick 2 goals, and they try and like figure it out, and then he works his way back into it by the end of the second quarter, and he kicks another. Like, just if he can find a way to be impactful for 4 quarters, like, it's not a knock because he doesn't need to at the moment. But I think when I see him do that, I will be that'll be the next level of impressed for me.
Yeah, I still think he could get. What I love about him is the opportunities to use him are so diverse. Like, I legitimately think you could play him as a forward.
Yeah,
like
that's what I said.
We just happen to have. But equally, I think you can play him on ball too, if you want. Like, I just think he's such a talented player, and I think that over time we'll see the Cats use him wherever they feel he's best suited. Obviously, he's already made the wing position his own, but I think over time they'll keep working out how best to deploy him to most hurt the opposition. But yeah, he was very, very good. So we snake back now then, Sam. Who was your 3?
Very pleb answer. After saying it's not about who the best person on the ground is, but Bailey Smith, and Bailey Smith is my 3, and it's because it's sort of the opposite of the Ollie Dempsey thing. I thought Bailey Smith worked himself into the game. I didn't think he was tremendously impactful early. I think they were putting a fair bit of work and attention into him. And he was kind of the inverse. I thought his running and his endurance just got over the top of them in the end. I thought he was just able to be more and more impactful the longer the day went on, and just really grind Bombers down. And I think it's one of those things that when a player's not good at something, people love to talk about it. And when they improve it, nobody likes to mention it anymore because it's not a story. His kicking, like his disposal efficiency it's improved so much. And it's like 5 weeks ago where they were talking about, I don't know if you guys saw this on one of the AFL shows, where they were talking about how he gets a score off like 50% as many times as like the comparable players per inside 50. So they're adding up the amount of inside 50s they get, and then like how likely they are to get a score from somebody off that. And he was rating it 50% compared to like Nick Dacos, Bontempelli, those kind of guys. Like, he was half as good. But if you compare the raw numbers, he was getting more than double the inside 50s of all those guys. So it's like he's still achieving like the same outcome with more saturation. And rather than, he needs to get better at it, what it basically means is if he does get better at it, he's going to start blowing those guys off the park statistically. And I just feel like we've talked about his defensive stuff before, but I love his ability to not just be a one-way player anymore. His tackles, his pressure acts, his support of his teammates, like he gets around them, and he does so much work to get into a position to receive a ball. And then if he doesn't get it, you never see him sook and kind of have a real go at anyone for them not passing it to him. Like, for a guy that might come across real me. I think he's so team focused. And I was just really impressed. I know like you could give him 3 votes every week, but I know I often leave him out when he's deserving. And so there's weeks like this where I go, I've got to get him in there because I've noticed him. He's bobbed up, and I've gone, damn, we're so lucky we've got him in this team.
He is bloody good, and that selfishness side of him has definitely gone out in his second year. Like it was there a little bit in the first year, but you can, especially the second half of the season, and especially since Max Holmes went out, you can really see that defensive side of him just really start to shine a lot more, where he's like really making sure he's there for his teammates. He's there for O'Shea Mullen when he's tagging a really good player like Nick Dacos. He's there laying tackles, and then he's ready to absolutely sprint the other way and get us inside 50 or try and get us a goal. So he's been incredible this year. Like I wasn't the biggest fan of, biggest person going, he's gonna win us games last year when he first came to the Cats, but that got turned around pretty quick. And he is one of those really incredible players to watch, and just watching him live, what he does, how he runs, the amount of Ks he can run, the meters gains he gets is pretty wild. And so glad he's at the Cats and glad he's flourishing here.
Yeah, absolutely. We're up to your 3 votes, John.
My 3.
Your 3?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm giving my 3 to Tommy Stewart.
Oh!
As I said earlier, it was part of the game where I thought he's not having his best usual impact, and then he was still having his usual impact while also getting the handball given to him in a pretty ordinary spot by some of his teammates, and he was still able to work his way out. And he's sort of like Bailey Smith, where he's at such a consistently good level throughout most of the game that he can just fly under the radar. You sort of just forget about him and go, that's Tom Stewart doing Tom Stewart things. And I thought, he's still played a really good game. I haven't given him votes for a while, so I'm going to give my 3 to Tommy Stewart because I can.
I love it. Obviously, I love it. Love Tommy Stewart. Going to be so sad when he's gone. My 3 votes for players who stood out to us and did other stuff good too in round 22 of the AFL season in a comfy Kardinia Park win over the Bombers would be the same 3 votes as if we were just doing BNF best on ground votes, because I think honestly there's very few games where this guy isn't the best player on the ground, and that is Mr. Bailey Smith. Since he came over from the Western Bulldogs. This year, Chaps, he has gone under 30 disposals in a game just 5 times out of 20 games. He's phenomenal, and it really stood out to me how hard he works. Like the chat have said it, everyone said it. If you're not on board and like across the idea that Bailey Smith is probably one of the hardest working runners in footy, then I don't know what you've been watching. Like, is the PGA tour on or something that's taking up your time? You've been watching the com games, not been watching footy or something. Like, he's unbelievable. And he's tackling. I just thought, I don't know, I would have probably scored him a 10 out of 10 if you asked me to grade his game on the weekend. He was just so good. 38 touches. He went, I think, 71% disposal efficiency, 61% by foot, which is perfectly fine when you're winning as much of the footy as he is. He had 6 tackles, 8 clearances, nearly 800 meters gained. He is phenomenal, and I think he is the engine room, I think, of our midfield for a long time. And I'm happy for him because you know what? That was a big, and we've talked about it on the pod, but I wanted to reiterate it, was the reputation stuff he came along with, the fact that he couldn't crack in at the position at the Dogs. And I get, Doggies fans and the club would probably say, well, look, we had a really good on-ball unit. We couldn't fit him in. We don't know who we would have left out for him. But that was a big bet on yourself moment to move to another club like the Cats and say, I'm not going to play as an outside mid. I'm going to play as a hardworking, inside mid. I'm gonna win 30 touches per game for you. And he's backed it up in both years. He literally arrived and delivered as advertised. He had 31 touches per game last year, basically 5 tackles and nearly 6 clearances per game last year. This year he's 32 touches per game, 4.5 tackles and nearly 6 clearances again per game. He's also contributed a bunch of goal assists. He's got 18 in 20 games. He had 19 in 23 last year. He's already kicked 8 goals, which is as many as he did last year. He's so good. So yeah, Bailey Smith gets my 3 as well. And that wraps us up with votes for players who stood out to us and did other stuff good too in a round 22 of the AFL season in a comfy Kardinia Park win over the Bombers. And that means, folks, are we going to we gallop the halftime horse in here 50 minutes into the show? Halftime horse time?
Please.
Yeah, got to do it. Perfect timing.
Are you getting the sound effects this time, Sambo?
No, never.
No sound effects. Oh, you can't hear the horse.
Effects.
What a
I'm
shame.
in sound effect jail.
You can see the horse as we gallop the horse in. Where's the halftime horse? Here we go.
You get your cordial, you get your lollies, a spray from the coach. Lollies, absolutely.
Sprayed.
So you get your cordial, you get your lollies, a spray from the coach. Lollies, absolutely.
Sprayed. That's what halftime's about. Oh, yes, indeed. That is what halftime is.
I gotta say, sitting here and watching that graphic in silence is like one of the special rooms in hell. Just within
This
about
graphic?
45 seconds, I just started to question my existence and all the choices I've made in life.
It's such a shame.
That's right.
You cannot hear it.
It would make it all better.
It will. It'll make all your life problems disappear. You'll feel happy. You'll go outside. The sun will be shining. And it'll just be orange slices and lollies and someone yelling abuse at you. Because that's what's happening.
That is what halftime is about. And we better crack on here, Chaps, because only about 10 minutes left in the show.
Big second half. Let's go.
Yeah.
Big second half. We know what do we know what time it's time for? We need a sound drop for this, but I don't have one yet.
Is it a gong?
Oh, let's use the gong. Actually, that's a great idea. Bring in the gong. It's time for washing balls. We're gonna wash some balls.
Oh, forgot about this.
That's what we're here for.
Me too.
Time to wash the balls. I'm gonna wash first here, Chaps.
Okay.
Wash away.
I've got the soap ready. Time to wash some bowls. I'm
Gonna
gonna wash
some secondhand water.
Yeah,
You always want to go first. In a
Shaving cream.
John's gonna shave the balls as well. Jesus, it's the full treatment.
That's the Patreon only section.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry. This is really difficult because I can't remember whose balls I washed last week.
You can wash the same balls again.
Nothing wrong with a double ball washing.
No.
All right, let's go here. I'm gonna wash Shawnee Manor's balls. I'm pretty sure I did last week, but wash them again. 18 touches, 3 marks, 5 tackles, couple of clearances, a goal, and 3 goal assists as well for himself. 80% time on ground. I believe he also, I was going to say he had a lot of pressure acts. He didn't really, actually. Not many Cats had a lot of pressure acts. James Warple had 24, and he was 7 clear of the next closest Cats. But Shawnee Manor went 81% kicking efficiency on the night. 1 clanger, 1 turnover, couple of tackles inside 50. That's why I'm washing his balls.
Don't you think Shawn Manor, like, it's like the wrong footballing skill got put in the wrong player? Don't you think, like, I've never seen, especially the retro round outfit did nothing to, like, to diminish the fact that I've never got such a Division 34 Rezzies vibe from anyone. Not like, you know what I mean? Not like in a has-been hack kind of way. It
just
seems
goes off.
like he should be tearing it up at that level, and then going off and sinking the piss with his friends, and then going to uni throughout the week. That's it. And yet he plays like just the most champagne, like spectacular, silky brand of football. It's bananas. It makes me smile. He makes me smile. Him and Ollie Dempsey together probably make me smile like no other players in the comp.
Yep. I'm gonna wash again. So I washed this guy's balls last week. I'm gonna wash them again. That's
washing them again.
Wash them again. Shannon Neal. Just loving me some Shannon Neal scratch. Like he is, as I said earlier about Ollie Henry's, seeing him, Shannon Neal, being the leader, being the big target forward, and not being that main target this game, but still kicking 3 goals, still celebrating each other's goals. He's really just stepping into that idea of one day I'm going to be the leader of this forward line, and I've got Polkinghorn backing me up, got Ollie Henry backing me up, Dempsey's backing him up. It's just fun to watch. It's just so much fun to watch.
4 tackles inside 50.
He's becoming that player I hoped he would when he first came to the Cats, and it's just been absolutely joyful to watch him go about his business and just improve game after game, year after year. And I can't wait for him to kick 100 goals one season, which I reckon he's got the ability to do.
Yeah, three goals and a silky touch is pretty impressive for a big man in the wet.
Yeah. You watch the way he moves around though, and it's just like he's not a normal big key forward. He's not a normal 200 centimeter forward, is he? Like the way he runs and chases and tackles, and holy smokes, chaps, that goal
he looked good
kicked
as well
when he went back and backed himself from outside 50. It was just like, geez Louise, this guy
did
can
his
sink
best
him from
to make
anywhere.
us think he was going to pass it. Did his absolute best to be like, who have I got here? Yeah, no, I didn't buy it for a second.
Yeah, it's like, who I've got here? That's right, I've got my leg.
I've got me. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, incredible kick. Sambo, whose balls are you washing? I want to know whose balls the chat's washing too. If you're washing some balls, chat,
Tanner
drop
Bruin
it in the comments.
Washing Tanner's balls.
And Warple's balls.
I think. Well, I was going to go for Warple or Bruin, but I'm going Bruin.
Nice.
First goal of the year. Like, I think he's probably another player that's going under the radar a bit. As far as everything he went through, coming back and kind of like hitting the ground running, and he did actually start back at a pretty high level, and I think we all went, oh, good, yeah, and then just kind of accepted that level. But I don't think it's been just a linear kind of trajectory either. Like I think he's had to fight through some stuff. It's tough to keep.
It's true.
You'll take the kick. Don't disagree.
You don't argue back with Axe.
We need now. If there's a sound drop of that floating around, we need some Atkins losing his shit, shouting sound drops. Tanner Bruin. I was really, really happy for him that he was able to sink that goal. Felt like a really, really nice sort of moment in this season, and I think his work rate is phenomenal as well. And another of those sort of like players that's willing to sort of do the not so pretty stuff. Get down and get the head over the ball and work through it. I thought Bruin probably deserved a bit of love.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
He was on my short list of balls to wash.
Mine too.
Just having a look here. Did anyone else? Oh, Jackie said Warple needs some love. Didn't necessarily say that needed his balls washed, but given it's in this segment, I'm going to assume.
He's been good. I thought since he's come back from the VFL, Warps has acquitted himself very nicely. I still don't. I still don't agree that he's going to take Axe's spot because I think there's enough room for both of them.
That's
they both
crazy
bring
talk. Yeah.
different things, and
Yeah.
like they're both and I think Walpole has washed off most of the scum off his game, and he's looking a lot better.
Indeed.
Yes.
Sam disagrees wholeheartedly with my
no. I just had a joke that I was just trying my best not to. I think he's been his best.
It's appropriate.
He got votes out of me last week, John. He got votes out of me.
He did too.
I'm all on the train.
Baby Mai
On
says
the
would love a little
Warpedo.
Blitz appreciation this match. He did great. Absolutely. I would wash Blitz's balls for this game. I thought he was excellent.
Yep.
Absolutely excellent. Definitely. There was let's face it. If we washed everyone's balls whose balls deserved it from the game on the weekend, we'd be washing a lot of balls. It's a lot of balls to wash.
What, 46 balls we'd be washing?
There'd be a lot. 36. No, you're right, 46. You were correct, sir.
Oh,
you are
Jesus,
correct.
you didn't
Tried
have
to pull
faith
rank.
there.
How many players are missing one ball in your mind, Jake?
I was thinking of the 18 on the field.
They've all given one testicle up to
36.
the lab for the producing future Geelong players.
That's
got
right.
got easier this way. Rather than just trying to breed them, they just give up a testicle that gets put it on ice in the lab.
Yeah.
They sort out the rest.
Ollie Henry almost gave up a testicle running into that goalpost a few years ago. All right. Now, there are a few comments here. Do we want to get to them? This was in regards to... Refuse TM says there's 47. Stuart has 3, obviously. Of course.
He's an A-list, A-grade player.
I think Stuart still has one of Dion Prestius from...
It's hanging on a keychain.
Yeah.
This was around the team select stuff and who's healthy, whatever. So these are some comments. Refuse TM said the players on the block are Close and Martin. At the moment, Warple and Clark have both played themselves into the best 23. SDK is in the best 22 best 23 as a dedicated back. I think I sort of agree with those sentiments. I think Martin probably more on the block than Close because of the role that Close plays. But this ties into what Baby Mai said. Do y'all reckon Wiltshire holds on to his spot?
Wouldn't surprise me if he has maybe a week off soonish, possibly. It probably was his quietest game this game, but if we're basing it off of his overall time in the AFL, I still think he's done enough to keep his spot, but maybe he needs a little rest. Needs a little time to get fully recovered, especially if Dangerfield comes back. Would he be the one that will maybe get dropped for Dangerfield?
Yeah.
Jack Martin, this is. Yeah, I can imagine that.
Always
Wiltshire.
Wiltshire. Yeah, well, I mean, Wiltshire had four score involvement. Definitely his quietest. I think he's had a couple of quiet ones in a row, and it probably does follow a pretty natural trajectory for players that kind of like hit the ground running at the AFL level. It probably wouldn't hurt to, give him a rest, especially if he's like, there's a high chance at some point, regardless of what happens now, that he will be called upon in the finals. So get his confidence back up, let him go and kick 3 or 4 in the VFL. And just build it back up, because I don't think there's anything wrong, but it's probably really undervalued how hard work it is to like go into the AFL and then perform well and then keep performing at that level. Like, it would already be such a shock to go in to play up the level, but then to like maintain that for like, how long's he been in the side? 2 months at this point?
Would
he'd be close like 6 games straight or something like that.
Let me have a look.
Yeah, I'm basically talking at my ass. He's kicked some phenomenal goals. Like, even on these quieter games, he's popped up and kicked some really good goals. I still view the selection as pretty liquid. I know I sound like an absolute Chris Scott butt monkey, but that's only because I am one.
Hey,
You look up
if the
what's a
shoe
butt
fits,
monkey
you
on
gotta be
Google, and
honest.
Sam's picture comes up.
Yeah. You've got to be at a certain point. You just got to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
One of those memes of someone just like shooting stuff out of a mustard bottle into someone's mouth. That's Chris Scott, and then press conference slop, and me at the bottom. But
Love it.
But I do feel that way, that selection is a pretty liquid process with all the teams, but Geelong in particular. I don't think they view it as a best 22, best 23. I don't view it. Maybe at best we can lock it in at like best 26. But it's going to come down to like conditions, opposition, game plan, that kind of stuff. As to like that's what I was alluding to with Martin before. Yeah, Martin's had a couple of quiet days, but like the thing that he brings, like the upside of him, may be viewed as a potential game-winning element that we can't take the
definitely.
risk of not having in there. So yeah, I don't think they view it that way. So I just wouldn't be shocked if we see like Polkinghorn. You know, he started really hot. He's in a bit of a spot like Wiltshire where he could be dropped, and it's not because he's shit and can't play in the team. He might just need a week back, and we're playing a different kind of composition.
And there's also a guy called Jeremy Cameron getting ready to play again. So it's, like Polkinghorn's done very well. But yeah, like when you got a Coleman medalist, premiership player, Jeremy Cameron player, it's pretty obvious who's going to make way at the moment. And that's Jay Polkinghorn, because he's still developing. He's still got a long way to go. And he's got a long career ahead of him. And yeah, he's going to be a really good player, Polkinghorn. But at the moment, you don't keep a Cameron out for a Polkinghorn.
It's pretty fascinating, like the start that Polkinghorn's had. He's averaging 2 goals a game across his first 4 matches. He's averaging 5.3 marks per game in that time as well. It's pretty amazing, really, to come in and have such an immediate impact. Like, I know there are different types of players and all that sort of stuff, but you look at the first 4 games of Hawkey's career. He kicked 3 goals 2, 4 goals 1, then nothing in a loss to the Hawks, 1 behind in a loss to the Kangaroos. And he was averaging about 3 and a bit marks per game. So Polk has come out and been remarkably well developed, I think, for the amount of games he's played. So, yeah, honestly, like, yeah, this is a good point from Refused TM. Says, I think Martin is exactly the kind of player that could pop up for 4 goals in a close final, which speaks to the Gary Rowan comparison, Sambo. Like, he's not an every week performer, but none of us will ever forget 2022 qualifying final day, and Gary Rowan suddenly has the career game of his life after being maligned his whole career for being, you know, a finals choke artist or whatever people used to say. And then he is almost the defining factor. You know, just incredible stuff. And I do think Martin has that possibility.
That 2022
again,
season.
it could go another way, but yeah. Yeah, I went back and watched the highlights of all the finals that we played that year.
So did I.
Recently. So good. So good.
It's joyous to watch, and then makes me sad to watch it as well.
Yes. Ocker O'Keefe, Gary, 6307. Hey, Ocker. Says Martin seems to go missing for 90% of the game, but I admit the other 10% is explosive. Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
Mm.
It is true, but you need some of that as well.
You need that.
I don't know. Polkinghorn's just so exciting to me. Like the way he's come in and played. Like, I know that he didn't have his biggest game on the weekend, but yeah, it was.
He's
I
still
still
young.
just think the 4 games you see something every week. Like there were still moments that he was taking marks and stuff that were impressive. All right, let's wrap the pod up there, chaps. I think we're going to have to reconvene potentially before the end of the week. I don't know if you chaps have any time, but we need to do an AFLW season preview for the Cats. First game is this weekend. So, yeah.
Double
Would love
header,
to
isn't
do
it?
it
Or is that next?
live.
Yeah, double header.
Double,
It's double header
it's
this week.
The oldie double pronger.
And not to take the talk away from the W, but I did just want to quickly say, we've been doing the football card thing, and it's a potential spot to pump up the Patreon that we're going to do an end of year giveaway to a Patreon where they get all the Cats players cards that we found from all the collecting we've been doing with cards. And I did have a find today. Now this is no guaranteed cat stuff, but I did find a full set of the 17 blister packs from the Herald Sun 2010. And the same again for the 2009 season. So
that's
there is potential of premiership Cats in here that may be going into that giveaway at the end of the year. And so I just
Patrons only.
Yes,
sign up.
Patrons only. So I just thought I'd bring that up. So it was I was pretty ecstatic. I don't know yet whether we'll throw them in unopened. Like, I don't think they're worth a lot unopened. It's more if you find the right card, it's worth something. So I don't know if we'll throw them in unopened to give people the surprise, or if we go through guarantees from Cats and send the Cats to people.
I like that.
That's the way I'm leaning.
Good ones.
And sell them and disappear.
Exactly. Give the patrons
What-
the shit
you-
ones. But don't tell the patrons that.
No, God, no.
What-
Thank God they're
We've
not
stopped the recording, haven't we, Jake?
What ones are already in like locked in for the winner, Sambo? Do we have? Do you know?
I've
of
got
any
some.
Cats cards that we've got. Well, what do you
I've
got
got
in
some
the
in
way
my
of
hand.
Cats that we're going to be? Okay.
I won't show them.
what
I'll
are
just say we've got.
Oh no, I want. What are the Geelong
You
ones?
want?
Show us a few.
All
Flash
right. Well,
the
we've
product
got
to people.
Tommy Stewart.
Oh, Tommy Stewart, sexy as fuck.
We've got a very
What else
shiny golden border of P Daddy.
Oh, doggy. So yes, go on over.
Yeah.
Sign up to the Hoops Crew Patreon because we're going to be
Shiny.
giving away. This is
Zach
a
Guthrie.
lovely little tradition that Sambo started during the losing streak. Was
And then
to open cards.
a shiny Tommy
Love it.
Atkins.
Was to open
Patrons could be getting these.
Yeah, we've been opening packs of cards during games. We're gonna give the accumulated Geelong.
Look at them.
This is what is potentially on the line, Sam, for the winner of the contest.
Yeah, these are the ones I've got so far. So Johnny's plus
And I've got a few more
others.
others.
A couple more in there as well. And
Love
maybe
it. All right, so
maybe the AFLW. I've almost got a full sweep of the 2005 AFLW Cats team, almost. So possibly that as well. I don't know.
we will be.
You have to find
all
out.
You've got to do is you've got to be a paid member, a paid active member of the Hoops
For
Crew
at least
Patreon
1 year.
At the time of drawing. I don't know. We'll name the time to draw. It'll probably at some point in finals. Maybe it'll be our final episode of the men's season or something. We'll do the draw. But yeah, you've got to go on and you've got to be a signed up, paid, active member of the Hoops Crew Patreon. At that time, if you want to win some footy cards, some Cats footy cards. That's it. We're gonna end with a bit of trivia, chaps. You want a bit of trivia?
Yes, please.
Yep. We always do so well at it. Let's go.
Fantastic. All right. The capital city of Iceland is Reykjavik. And the question tonight is, what does the Swahili word Simba mean in English?
Orphan.
I'll go a bit more optimistic and say maybe the chosen one.
King.
It means lion.
Damn. I feel like
It's so obvious.
Could have figured that one out.
Yeah.
Some context clues there.
Mark 56 U6P in the chat had the answer with lion. That is correct.
That is correct.
The
You win
Swahili word
nothing.
is
Our
lion.
respect.
Nah, not our respect.
That's right.
'cause I feel like he had time to Google it.
We give nothing away free here.
Nah.
Oh, here's another one. I've got
Unless he's a
follow-up
patron.
one.
If he's patron,
Yeah.
then that's our respect.
Respect comes free.
This is just on random trivia generator, so I'm probably funneling all my data into AI unknowingly. But this one says, what is the active ingredient in Chinese bird's nest soup?
It's a bird's nest.
Bird saliva
Yeah.
is the answer. Bird
How
saliva.
do you harvest that?
I'm
That's a
pretty sure
great
they get
question.
it from the bird's actual nest.
Oh.
The saliva they get from the nest.
Yeah.
I thought maybe they showed them pictures of really attractive birds and held a little bowl under their beak as they salivated into the bowl.
I'm sure that's how you collect some people's saliva.
Show Jake a picture of Tom Stewart and put it on the bowl.
Show Sam the shiny Tom Atkins.
That's right.
Yeah. Harvest that. Second Kin says, trivia for you fellas. Which team won the wooden spoon and flag the same year and what year? I've got no idea what year, but I was going to guess like university or something.
I've got a
Refused
feeling-
TM has suggested, was it Fitzroy in 1898?
I feel like it's the Cats in like the early 1800s, like not early, late 1800s or something. Yeah, but I don't think it is.
What
Look at that one.
What is this?
Look at that one.
Seriously. What woke stuff is this that you can finish last and win the flag?
Participation medals.
We used to be a country. Oh, far out.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's all.
Has
from
anyone?
us.
Do we have an answer? Who is it?
No, Second Kin hasn't given the answer yet. But
come on.
Holding. We have to sign up
I think-
to their patron.
Yeah.
Get the
Yeah,
answer.
Second Kin's patron. Patreon.
Or
It's
OnlyFans.
called-
Maybe they've got an OnlyFans.
Maybe.
Second Kin's Patreon is called Messages from the Mekong River. Yeah, Jackie also offered the war year when there was only 4 teams. Oh, all right. Maybe we'll never know the answer because we're going to get out of here. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. We'll be back later in the week. I don't know what day yet, but it'll be before the AFLW team play their first game, which, as you said, is double header. So what's that? Is that Saturday or Sunday that we're playing?
Saturday.
Saturday?
Because I'm working.
Alright.
Me too.
Oh. Second Kin confirms. Yes, it was Fitzroy. All right, let's get this show back on the road and then off the road. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking the time to listen. There's a lot of stuff that you could be sticking your eyeballs on or sticking in your ear holes, and the fact that you choose to watch and listen to our show is greatly appreciated, more than you will ever know. Until next time, go Cats!
Go Cats.
Go Cats.